You have to have 3 time blocks always on your weekly calendar. It's been a long day. I probably should not even be recording something right now. You can hear my children probably in the background getting rambunctious. I'm normally done working at this time. I'm out there. But I had to end the day with this thought after being hyper focused all day, which has been great. I'm walking away with this thought that focus and motivation are two of the most precious commodities for the entrepreneur. We've got to have focus and we've got to have consistent motivation. And the truth is that we lose these things because of our strengths, meaning we will be ready to go, all motivated, all hyper focused, jump in and start doing so much that we end up bringing ourselves to a place of overwhelm so quickly, trying to accomplish so much that we actually do nothing and we kind of just get overwhelmed and just burn out. And now we've got 15 things we've started and 15 things we've got to get back to. And if we do it the next day, now we're at 30. And it just happens over and over again until we finally just want to cut out all the noise and get simpler. And so we start over. And now we haven't been consistent with the other things we did. Sound familiar? It certainly does to me. And for a lot of my clients. And again, the issue is our strengths. You can't change who you are. So if you go and get a solution that's written by an engineer, it's not going to help you as an entrepreneur. You really need a solution from an entrepreneurial standpoint. That's why I'm so excited about my private client group, strongholdtraining.com/PCG, if you want to know more about that, because that's what we focus on. But private client group aside, here's something you need to have right away. That one of the things that has helped me the most to avoid this. Please follow this, okay? You have to have 3 time blocks always on your weekly calendar. Time block number 1 is build time. Build time, okay? This is the time exclusively set aside for growing your business. Sales calls, sales emails, marketing, making videos, going Facebook Lives, all those things happen in your sales blocks, especially phone calls. Those are really, really effective. That's what you're doing there. You're promoting, you're selling, you're building your business, okay? It's the time when you can get a hold of people. So it's daylight hours, very, very important time. And you want to have at least 4 hours straight of that, at least 2 hours of direct contact with people is ideal. The more you can have of that, the better. But you need to have that block on your calendar every week, probably a couple of times. Second type of block you need is admin time, admin planning time. This block is used for answering those emails, doing projects, actually putting together your list of people you're going to call. You don't do that during your build block. It's actual time you spend planning, developing, sharpening the saw of the week. I start my Monday mornings off with this block, so I already know what I'm going to do this week. I'm already prepared for it, so my build time works really well. That admin planning time is so key. You don't want to open a million cans of worms during that. I'll get to that in a second. Admin planning is the second block. Third block is client time. Okay, I call it serve time. That's the time we spend actually fulfilling on the contracts we've closed. That's time we spend serving our clients, working for them, doing projects for them, completely focused on client time. We have that time set aside. Meetings, whatever you have to do during that time, set aside for that time. We have that all set up. And typically these blocks are anywhere as small as 2 hours, but ideally 4 or more hour blocks. Okay, you might be able to set an entire day aside for it. That would be great if that's possible. Okay, I find usually 4 hour to 6 hour blocks best. Now, most importantly, you may have heard me say this before. You say, I've already got the blocks on my calendar. Most importantly, once you have the blocks on your calendar, whenever you start one of these blocks, build, serve, right, or admin planning, the first 10 minutes of the block is nothing more than you sitting down planning what you're going to do in the block. what you're going to work on and what you're going to accomplish in the block so that you don't do a million things at once. Guys, if you have a build time and you have 10 minutes at the beginning where you plan what you're going to do, if you have a serve time, if you have especially an admin planning time and you say this is what you're going to do in the first 10 minutes and then you go do that, not only are you going to avoid all the distractions and stay focused, but you're actually going to stay motivated because at the end of that block, you have achieved what you set out to do. And it helps you avoid the temptation of doing a million things because that's what motivates us. But you feel so accomplished. Instead of just starting things, you've completed them. It's going to be much more motivating for the rest of the week, much more satisfying, and very, very effective. These are the types of strategies we talk about, and not just talk about, but actually implement and discuss and review. And I show you my calendar and all that type of stuff in the private client group on Mondays. That's the Monday call. Thursdays is more the tactic stuff. It's like, well, what do I do during that sales block that works really well? What's a great phone strategy sound like? What's a great mailer strategy? What are Facebook ad strategies looking like today? What's really working? How can I do that? Save a whole lot of time so when I'm in these sales blocks, I'm really, really effective. Give me something to use this week, Tom. That's the stuff we're doing on Thursdays in our tactics calls in our private client group. So head on over to strongholdtraining.com/PCG for more on that. Or even if you don't join the private client group, use these tactics. Now the natives are getting restless. I'm going to go hang out with the kiddos after a very good, very productive, very motivating day. See you guys on the next video.